In this video, I'll demonstrate association, aggregation, and composition through several classes. So, gagamitin ko as an example yung student management system. We have here association, the relationship between student and subject, and aggregation naman for student and department, composition, subject, and then teacher. So let's start with the association, so relationship between student and subject. So let's create a class separately for student and then subject. So let's declare a class. Let's say it has one attribute, which is the name. So save it. Let's save it first. Then one constructor, which initialize na is yung name. So this dot name equals name. And then yung accessor method for the attribute name. So public string get name, then we return the name. Okay. Next is let's create another class for the subject. So save lang natin. Let's declare one attribute, which is yung code, subject code. Or let's just call it code. Then same, we put one constructor. That will initialize code. And then yung accessor method, so get code, and we return the code. Okay, so we have two classes here. Let's create another class. Let's call it association. Dito natin i-form yung relationship between yung dalawang class. So save lang natin. So let's instantiate a student class, student object. So let's call the student J, and then subject. Yung code is IT001. So to form the association, let's just ipiprint ko lang yung yung relationship nitong dalawa. So let's say yung name, let's get the name of the student. So sabihin natin is enrolled in, and then the subject code. So subject get code. Okay. So let's try this. Let's compile the student subject class, and then the association. Okay, so successfully compiled. So let's run association. Okay, so that is an example of a simple association of um, objects or classes. Next is yung aggregation. Ito between student and the department. So dito department has student. So we already created the class student. So ang gagawin na lang natin, magdadagdag ng isang class which is yung class department. So public class department. So save muna natin. So dito, sige, sabihin natin meron siyang attribute name. Then ito yung aggregation. So we create here an attribute of the class department students. Ibig sabihin, kasi dito sa class diagram natin, it's either yung department merong 0 or more student. So ito po yan. So isipin niyo lang na this is yung student na yung class na student na siyang data type. Okay? Ito, this means this is an array, di ba? So an array of student. So public, gawa tayo ng constructor na mag-i-initialize dun sa dalawa. So string name, and then ganun din, an array of student. So inside here, this dot name equals name, and this dot students equals students. Let's create a method, accessor method, na magre-return ng mga student. Yeah, return student. So isipin nyo na lang this is just a data type. Ito, data type. Array student, an array of student. So gawa rin tayo ng method na magpiprint ng mga list of students. So let's call it print. Print student. So system.out print line. I-print lang muna natin yung pangalan ng department name. Tapos kung meron siyang student, ipiprint natin. So for int I equals 0, I is less than student. Kunin natin yung length ng student, kung ilang student yung nandyan, and then we increment I++, and then we print system out the print line. So student sub I dot get name. Yan. So dito, sabi nga natin yung students, this would be an array of student. So each element is a student object. And ginagawa ko lang naman dito is to loop one by one yung array of student na yun. So to get the individual object, ito I use student sub I. And then, since is student, balikan natin, etong student, meron siyang method na get name. So, to print the name of the student, ito, student sub I dot get name. So let's create another class, aggregation. This would demonstrate yung aggregation. So let's create 3 students. So student S1. Let's call it Mia. S2. Leslie. And then for S3, student 3, Laila. So I have here 3 students. So I will now create an array of students. So sabihin natin CCS students. S1, S2, and S3. So ready na para gumawa ng department. So department equals new department. Yung department is CCS. And then yung mga student is ito. Okay? So dito gumawa ako ng array, gumawa ako ng 3 students. And gumawa ako ng array of students. Yan yung nilagay ko yung 3 student as an element of the array student. And I instantiate a department here, D1. So yan yung name, and then ito yung mga students. So if I call D1.print students, okay, so let's see. Compile lang natin yung department and then yung aggregation. Okay, so successfully compiled. Let's run yung aggregation file. Yun. Okay. So when I call d1.print student, so ito siya. So we have CCS, Mia, Leslie, and then Laila. If you want to create another, for example, you want to create another department. So let's say ang student nang nandiyan is yung S1 and S3. Si Mia and Laila lang. So I'll create another department, D2 equals new department, COE, and then COE students. And I call d2.print print students. Yun. Okay, so tama naman, di ba? We have Mia and then Laila. So, paano kung walang student? Try natin. Gawin ko lang new student. Ayan lang, ganyan. So, kung pag walang student, let's try this. Okay, kailangan daw initialize. So, new student. Okay, yun. So, kapag walang student, ito, empty braces. Oh, so, kung wala siyang student, okay lang naman. Yung department will still exist. Okay, kasi yung aggregation, di ba natin, is a weak type of association. So, independent sila. Independent yung dalawang class sa bawat isa. Okay? Yan. So, last is yung composition. So, yung composition dito is yung subject and yung teacher. So, this is a strong type of association na hindi kayang mag-exist ni subject without a teacher. Okay? Dependent sila. So, let's create first the student class. So, public class, teacher. Save lang muna natin. So, si teacher, meron ding name. And then, let's create a constructor. This.name equals name. And then the accessor method. So, return name. Okay. So, let's go na to subject. So, para magkaroon ng composition, we will create here an attribute teacher. Okay, ito. So, isipin nyo na lang this is a data type. So, dagdag lang natin. Let's add another constructor here na mag-initialize nung dalawa, nung code, and then nung teacher. So this dot code equals code. This dot teacher equals teacher. Then let's create here a named method. So tawagin natin print. It will print yung subject. And then yung teacher. So to get the name of the teacher, so teacher dot get name. And then an empty print line para mahiwala yung output. So let's create another class. Composition. So first, let's create a teacher object. Tawagin na lang natin T1. So ang pangalan ng teacher is Sergey. And then let's create a subject. IT 001. And then yung teacher is si T1. So, pwede na nating tawagin si print. Okay? Tama ba? Oo, print ito. So, compile ko lang si subject kasi binago natin yon, si teacher, and then si composition. Okay, so Java, composition. Okay, yun. So, composition yung relationship ng teacher and then ng subject. Okay? So, I hope meron kayong idea kung paano i-form yung mga relationship ng mga classes through program. Okay? So, that's the end of the video and thank you for watching.